everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And welcome to yet another post-match reaction to Liverpool's 2-0 victory against Crystal Palace in Singapore. Yes, the Reds do end the Asia tour victorious and end it on a very good note, which is a very, very good thing. Of course, we'll have all the details about the game. We'll have all, we'll speak about all the goals as well, all the standout points, in my opinion as well, and in your guys' opinion, of course. And as well, if you're new around here viewing us for the first time, then please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to remind yourselves when we go live. And again, hit that like button, guys. It does massively help out the algorithm as well. And also, we will be mentioning injury news. Of course, we do have injury news about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Diogo Jota, and Alisson Becker as well. And we'll be starting the show talking about them three players in particular anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts as well. Let me know how all of you are on this Friday evening. Of course, one thing I do want to mention, and I will mention it towards the end of the show. Actually, no, I'll mention it towards the end of the show. I'll mention it then anyway. But Jordan's in saying, hi. Hi, Jordan. Hopefully, having a fantastic day. Any news on Anthony? Mate, do not believe anything of the Anthony rumours. There's no way that Liverpool are, buying Anthony for £80 million when he, I think he scored last season 6 or 7 goals in the Eredivisie last season. No, there's no news on Anthony, and if there is, don't believe any word of it anyway. I would say personally as well, don't believe anything. I would say anyway. But we will get on then to, of course, Alisson Becker and Diogo Jota, and we will also talk about this man as well, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, of course, getting injured during the game against Crystal Palace, which of course isn't good news whatsoever when a player gets injured. But James Pearce has had to come out and said over on Twitter anyway, say scans have confirmed that Jota has suffered a recurrence of his hamstring problem, which again is very, very sad news on Jota's part. Of course, only just come back from the hamstring injury that he did occurred, but scans have confirmed that he has suffered a recurrence in the injury. And then he went on to speak about Alisson. So Klopp tells club website Ali is not cool as well. It will not be too long, but each day Ali is not involved is already too long as well. And then of course Joe Gomez is also mentioned in this, saying Gomez absent today. Just a precaution, which of course there's no news much on that. But again, Klopp did go on to say it's very disappointing for Ox and us. Klopp confirms Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was forced off with a hamstring problem, plus Alisson expected to be back fit for the Community Shield against Manchester City, but Jota is set to miss out, which again is huge news concerning them two as well. And I think, look guys, as well, for me, as long as Ali is back, that again, if he's back for Manchester City and he's back, for that Austrian tour as well, which does seem very unlikely, but if he does take part in it or goes out, no matter what, then that's a good sign for me as well. But Diogo Jota for me is a huge, not shock, but a huge doubt a little bit, because again, recurring the same hamstring injury that he did already have, and he's only just come back from it. He trained, what was it, 2 days ago for the first time this pre-season, in preparation for Manchester United, and then unfortunately got re-injured, and it is now the same hamstring problem that he did recur against, for I should say, Portugal in the Nations League, which again, we hate the Nations League. It's a useless competition, and don't we know it anyway. But again, it's, for me, I think, Jack mentioned it yesterday. I think, we've seen the players like Fernando Torres, way back when, Michael Owen, way back when as well, when their hamstrings went, they never recovered. They never become the player that they once was. And you hope to God that Diogo Jota isn't that. As well. I think that, again, Klopp won't rush him back no matter what. But again, it's not great that, both occurrences now have happened in the same place, which, again, is awful. And of course, we wish Diogo, the speediest of recoveries. But again, look at it, where and when will he be back? Of course, now he looks like he's going to miss the whole of pre-season. And realistically, it's how bad is the tear, because it could be anywhere in the region. If at best it could be 3 to 4 weeks, at worst it could be 8 to 12 weeks that Diogo Jota is out. That's, like we mentioned yesterday, it's not the best, is it, for for Diogo Jota, and as well for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Again, for me, well, he did take a shot earlier on, and then about 2 minutes after taking that shot, he did go down injured with a hamstring problem. Again, he's going to be out now for at least 3 weeks. Which again is very disappointing for Ox. Of course, he is in his last year of his deal. If Liverpool did have, or if Ox had any hopes of leaving the club as well towards the end of the transfer window, they are completely gone now. I would say personally, but again, it's more important about Ox's fitness. Again, we need every single player fit and available. You never know what could happen. And that's again the worrying thing. He took a shot and just went down straight away from it, and it's not good when you look at it like that as well. Again, Ox is we know he's the seventh choice, centre mid at the moment, but again, it's not good, is it? The fact that we're 2 preseason games in, and Ox is injured, Jota's injured, Ali's injured as well, of course. But it's good news that Ali looks set to be back for the Community Shield anyway, against Manchester City anyway. But that is all the injury news anyway, concerning all of those as well. Gary's in as well, saying evening all being Ox should be, I think that says sold as well. Connor, all these fools writing about Darwin are morons. Yeah, we'll get on about Darwin Núñez in a brief moment anyway. But again, for me, hopefully all of them recover nice and well. And for me personally, guys, I think, look, it will take time for the likes of Diogo Jota and Ox as well. You have to take, when it comes to muscle injuries, you have to take your time. And especially with Ali as well. Ali needs to take his time, because I want him there for Fulham. I don't not necessarily care about Salzburg and Leipzig, no matter what happens in those results, in Strasbourg as well. But I'd fully expect him to be, go into that Austrian tour just in case that he is fit and available. If he doesn't go, then I think that gives more of an insight that, maybe it is worse off than what, we think it could be. Anyway, but again, Jurgen Klopp did confirm that it is likely that he will be there for the Community Shield. As you can see, Alisson expected to be back fit for the Community Shield versus Manchester City as well. And you'd expect, of course, we've got, what is it, in less than a month, we've got Salzburg, we've got Leipzig, we've got, Manchester City, we've got Strasbourg as well. Hopefully he can play maybe both games potentially, play the, Man City game and the Community Shield, and then get some game time in the Strasbourg game. We don't know. Of course, 2 games in 2 days, maybe a bit strenuous on him. But again, look, you think potentially there might be a bit of rotation there as well. And of course, as well, it's a whole week ahead of the season as well. So for me, as long as Alisson Becker is fit for the season, then I am happy. Anyway, nevertheless. As well. But Gary says Ox will be out for the season. No, not the season, mate. He's only got a hamstring problem. Again, should only be a couple of weeks. But again, supposedly, and this was according to Liverpool themselves, that Ox was injured for the last 2 months of the season, which surprised us. But then I don't think he was, because he was on the bench at times in some games. So bit of mixed reports on that anyway. But we'll get moving on then towards the game itself anyway, between Liverpool and Crystal Palace. You can see Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 0. That was the team that Liverpool did start out. Did start today. Adrian in goal, James Milner right back, big old James Milner, Joel Matip, Ibu Konate, Kostas Tsimikas, and Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Luis Diaz, Roberto Firmino, and Harvey Elliott as well. And for me, guys, he is one of the players that I majorly want to shout out. Is this man, Harvey goddamn Elliott? For me, looks the sharpest player in pre-season so far. It's probably between him, Carvalho, and I would say Mo Salah them three in particular, but I think Harvey Elliott, he looks fit and ready. For me personally, I think, look, he's showing signs of what we all liked last season about him already. You know, what we liked in preseason, what we liked in those 4 games that he did, play for Liverpool before, of course, the injury. And again, for me, if you were to ask me right now, what's my midfield three, it would be Fabinho, Thiago, and Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott, again, I think Klopp, he was so confident in giving him responsibility last season before the injury. And for me, I think, again, it shows tremendous, signs that someone that's so young and coming back from such a bad injury, the Klopp's kept him, for the last, what was it, the last 3 or 4 months, at the end of this last season, keeping him fit, keeping him ready. And now this preseason, he's just gone again, and probably even better, now than what he was 12 months ago. I think that's really frightening, to be an opposition fan, sorry. I think Harvey Elliott's going to have a very, very special season. And again, look, made the assist as well for Jordan Henderson's goal on the 12th minute as well. The skipper getting in with the goals as well. Playing in the six. Jurgen Klopp has said that he does prefer Jordan Henderson as a six. And again, one of those classic Jordan Henderson goals as well. One of those whipped into the bottom left-hand corner for Hendo, which was brilliant in the 12th minute as well. And it was assisted by Harvey Elliott as well. And guys, let me know your thoughts as well on who you think has been the sharpest in pre-season. For me, personally, I would say it's Harvey Elliott. I've spoke to many people about this, and a couple of people have said Mo, a couple of people have said Carvalho, a couple of people have even gone on to say, like Thiago's looking pretty sharp with his passing and so on as well. And again, it will take time for the boys to get into fitness. Look, they had a very, very, very tough season last year, fighting for everything, fighting for the quadruple. Unfortunately, we didn't get there. But again, it was the longest season for Liverpool last year, and we want everyone fit and ready. And again, like I did say, this is just the first step for Liverpool in pre-season. We'll see a huge step up now, in the Austrian training camp. We will, plain and simple. We won't see all of the players that have travelled to Asia, both in Thailand and Singapore. We won't see the huge amount. We'll just see the major squad players, and maybe 1 or 2 academy players, but we won't see everyone like we have seen during the Asia tour anyway. But for me, I would say Harvey Elliott is looking the sharpest for me out of anyone this season anyway. The fitness of the squad is taking shape. Elliott was class today, absolutely. Gary, I would absolutely agree. Darwin off the ball, really good. Really good. The goals will hopefully come. Again, we'll talk a bit about Darwin Núñez now, then, before we do move on about anything else. And for me, again, I've seen plenty of people whinging today about Darwin Núñez, and for me, like, why are you whinging? Like, at the end of the day, it's going to take Darwin Núñez time. It is, it's plain and simple. From today's game, he made runs in behind. Thiago, was brilliant. Looking at what he was doing. Trent as well. When we made all of the changes, Trent looked at Darwin a couple of times, making those runs in behind as well. And look, it will take time. He's learning, Liverpool's style of football. Look, Benfica don't play the way Liverpool play. It's plain and simple. It will take time, for Darwin Núñez to learn Liverpool's way. And look, hopefully that's, by the end of pre-season. But again, it takes time. He doesn't know a word of English. He's got Thiago translating for him, 70% of the time, 80% of the time. And look, it will take him time to learn everything. By the end of pre-season, we hope that we get to see Darwin Núñez against the likes of Manchester City and just batter them, and go on to score, 6-7 goals in a game. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But you know what I mean. He's making the runs, and again, many people forget. And I saw a clip yesterday on Twitter, and someone made a very, very good point. You watch Fernando Torres's, first pre-season for Liverpool. He was shocking. At Liverpool, he was absolutely shocking. He was constantly offside. Didn't shoot well, didn't do anything well. And look at the career he had at Liverpool. He was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he, Fernando Torres? And again, you'll look at players. You'll all look at, if a player has a good pre-season, normally something's wrong. straight away. So look, it will take time. People are just worried. Oh, it won't work. Oh, it's a flop and things like that. Look, at the end, we're just starting off. The season hasn't even started properly yet. I wouldn't say so much if this was against Fulham and against Manchester United in the Premier League. But we're talking about pre-season, guys. Just chill, relax. Darwin Núñez, Jurgen Klopp, they'll get it right. And again, Liverpool, they're going to change the way that we play football. He's mentioned about, is he going to ask the likes of Darwin Núñez to be, a Roberto Firmino style football, that false nine position? No, he's not. He's an out and out number nine. And Liverpool are going to have to change the way we play. And look, it will take time, guys. But for me, I thought Darwin Núñez made very, very good runs. He did create one or two opportunities, did ask of Palace's goalkeeper, quite a lot of the time as well. And for me, guys, I thought he was brilliant. Look, the goal would come, plain and simple, but he was making those runs in behind, giving that option to Trent, giving that option to Robbo, Thiago as well at times as well, to just ping a ball over, Darwin Núñez running behind, hopefully we'll go on to score. But again, it will take time. It just will. Andy Robertson needed time. Fabinho needed time. Look, just because, the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Luis Diaz, for example, kick-started, straight away, doesn't mean that it's going to automatically happen straight away. Plain and simple, it's not going to happen straight away, but it will take time, guys. Just have faith, stay relaxed, and it will happen. Darwin Núñez will start to bang in goals, plain and simple. And again, as well, we have Roberto Firmino as well. If Liverpool don't feel confident enough in starting Darwin Núñez and don't want to rush him in, we have Bobby Firmino. Darwin Núñez can come on, plain and simple, and learn the English game and try and get a goal here and there. But again, we have Roberto Firmino. It will take time. Darwin Núñez is the end game for Liverpool. But again, we could bring on Jota, probably play Mo as well up front if we really wanted to as well. So it will take time, guys. So relax. Please stay relaxed, because it will work out good for Darwin Núñez. Agreed, Zane, as well. But the link up with Mo Salah is fire. Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, the link up play between Trent and Mo and Darwin today, I thought was very, very good. Good early signs of what's to come at Liverpool, and it was interesting to see as well. I'm on the Darwin Express as well, or the Starwin Express, as well, I should say. Anyway, Mo Salah looked like a man on a mission when he was on. Some players thought he'd slow down like Aubameyang, and others, yeah, no way Mohamed Salah's doing that. Mohamed Salah is a freak of nature. You look at the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Mohamed Salah's going that way, in that direction. He will be performing, high levels again this season, without a shadow of a doubt. He takes care of himself, doesn't he? You see photos of Mo and he's absolutely ripped, and so on. And again, he'll be phenomenal this season. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. Excuse me, as well. But we will move on then to another player I want to quickly talk about as well, and that is this man, Fabio Carvalho. For me, again, had a very, very good afternoon today, playing on that left-hand side, playing the left wing when all the substitutions were made as well, but also played in midfield as well on that left-hand side when other substitutions were made as well. And I think, look, early signs for Fabio Carvalho, I think he looks very, very promising. Like I did say, if we were to go on about, who's, looked, the most positive this year so far, it would be between Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliott for me so far. I think, look, Carvalho, he adds so much to Liverpool's team, doesn't he? He can play on the left of a midfield three, can play as a left on the front three as well, can play in the middle of the front three, can even play on the right hand side as well. Very, very good, versatile young player as well. And what is he? 18, 19, something around that. Probably even less than that. Look, he's going to be phenomenal for Liverpool as well. But if we take a quick look then at all the substitutions for the game as well, that was the main 11 for Liverpool. But as you can see on the 46th minute, of course, Jordan Henderson, having the assist for Harvey Elliott as well. Ox coming off for Leighton Clarkson. But if you look at all the substitutions, Trent on for James Milner, Seb Vandenberg as well getting a game for Ibu Konate, Virgil van Dijk for Joel Matip, Robbo for Costas, Darwin Núñez for Bobby Firmino, Salah for Luis Diaz, Fabio Carvalho for Harvey Elliott, Keita for Hendo, Fabinho for Leighton Clarkson, which again was a bit bad. I don't think. Yeah, I think Leighton Clarkson get game time after that. I think he didn't. No, he didn't. So he's only on for what 2 minutes. That's a bit bad, isn't it, by Jurgen? Fabinho, Thiago, Harvey Davies as well had a very very good game as well, keeping a clean sheet for Liverpool. I thought as well. Of course, Liverpool number 2, and of course Mohamed Salah making it Liverpool 2-0 as well. But for me, guys, I think look, this was just getting back to normality for Liverpool personally, and getting back to normality with the Liverpool team. Like I keep saying to you guys, for me now, you'll see the progression now. This is the next phase of Liverpool's pre-season. Coming back now from the Asia tour, and now going practically straight away back out to Austria for that training session, training camp anyway. For me, guys, you look at it, I think, look, like I say, you will see a couple of people, not go to the gate, not go to, the training camp, all the, under 23s and so on. And you'll just see now the people that are, nailed on to start or going to be around the first team now, kickstart as well. So, we're getting to that next phase. There's always 3 phases towards Klopp's pre-seasons. You always have the first phase where everyone's involved, the second phase where it's only, first team members and, me, 1 or 2 academy players, and then the third phase then where it's all in, ready, for the new season ahead as well anyway. But Zane says, I think Fabinho needs to get involved in the attack a bit more, but again, that comes with time. For me, mate, no. Again, I think, look, again, Fabio Carvalho, he'll need to take time, won't he? Get into a new system as well. It will take time for him to learn the Liverpool way. But again, 18, 19 years of age, again, he already looks to be, an amazing player already. And again, for someone that is 19 years of age, I'm checking right now, he is 19 years of age. He has plenty of time to develop into a phenomenal player. And I think, again, Liverpool's midfield, they don't normally do that, do they? But we've seen with Harvey Elliott how they break away, where then you have the likes of Thiago and Fabinho staying more defensively, and having Fabio Carvalho with Harvey Elliott become that attacking midfielder option that Liverpool have. For me, I'm more than happy with that, because again, I think we knew when Liverpool signed Fabio Carvalho that he wasn't going to go anywhere. It was confirmed straight away that he's going to be a part of this Liverpool team. And I think Klopp can already tell, what a special player he is for the future of the club as well. Anyway, Canate is as a physical specimen. It was so easy for him when he put the afterburners on. It always is, isn't it? Ibu for me starts the season, and Joel Matip I thought was fantastic last year, staying fit for the entirety of the season. But again, for me, Ibu starts the season alongside Virgil van Dijk. Whether or not we see we see Ibu start the first game against Fulham, or we see more of a Joel Matip, because at the end of the day, Liverpool are going to be playing against Mitrovic at the start of the season. Are we going to rely more on a Joel Matip style presence or an Ibu style presence? For me, I'm happy with both. Joe Gomez would be in this conversation as well if he had played today, but again, didn't play due to precaution reasons as well. So for me, guys, I think, look, I'm happy with anyone who plays alongside. As long as it's Virgil van Dijk next to them, I'm more than happy to let anyone play alongside Virgil van Dijk as well. With youngsters, though, the problem is they're inconsistent. It's natural. Exactly. It is natural with young players and even new players as well. Like we talked about Darwin Núñez as well, and players coming into the team, like Fabio Carvalho, and even to an extent Harvey Elliott. He has been out of the team for a couple of months. He was on the bench now, and he is in training, but he's not first team football then, if you get what I mean. He wasn't playing week in, week out. It'll take him time to get back into that rhythm, but again, he's looking phenomenal, isn't he, at the moment? And again, for me, I am absolutely cannot wait to see Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliott as well for the start of the season, because I think plenty of people are thinking that Fabio Carvalho will only get game time in the cup games. For me, I think he starts maybe even a Premier League game. Don't know who yet. Don't batter me for that. That's probably going to get clipped when he doesn't play any games now this season. But again, for me personally, I think both of them play a lot of minutes this season. Whether not Champions League for Fabio Carvalho yet, that will take time. That will come in. But again, Harvey Elliott for me starts the season midfield without a shadow of a doubt. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well, and put your starting 11s in the chat right now that you would start against Fulham, right here, right now. If you had to name the team right now, the players that we have right now, name them right now, and I'll let you know my thoughts anyway. But Jackson as well saying yes. Conla, hello Jack. Hopefully on a fantastic day. My friend, of course, he was just on the 1892 Reds podcast talking about relegation. Did very much enjoy that show from the lads. Harvey Elliott starts for me all day as well. Yeah, no, I would agree, 100%. And again, for me, my team would be Ali, Trent, Canate, Virgil, Robbo, Fabinho, Thiago, Harvey Elliott, and then it would be, Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and Mo Salah. I think Núñez will be ready for the start of the season, whether or not, of course, that you'll be ready in time. And I don't want to hear the fact of course, people going at me because I did want Darwin Núñez. We had the conversation in Liverpool. Everyone had talking Liverpool about it. And I was like, I want Darwin Núñez, and people would mention Harry Kane. It's like, no, Darwin Núñez. I was adamant we want Darwin Núñez, and we finally got him as well, which was brilliant as well. But yes, Conrad, we're here, lad, showing support. Bot police are everywhere, for God's sake. Hello, Ricky or Luke. I think it might be Luke. Actually, let me know. I don't want to say it because if it is Ricky, Ricky will hate me. But I think it is Luke, to be fair. And yeah, the bot police are here to stay for a very, very, very long time as well. If you know, you know. Anyway, they are out as well for copyright users. Not copyright users, for bot users. Allison, Trent, Van Dijk, Canati, Robbo, Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott, Diaz, Salah, and Núñez as well. Núñez megged himself. Oh, for God's sake, no! I'm not having this. I'm not having this whatsoever. No, like I seen someone straight away print out that compilation of like everything that Núñez did wrong in the game, and I'm like, what are you like? Especially the header, where he's tried to head it back towards Virgil van Dijk, and it just looks like a defensive header, and it's like the edit does it so badly. If you watched it in real life, you could see what he was trying to do, but again, it will take time with Darwin Núñez. Again, people overreact, as like I just mentioned about Fernando Torres' first preseason. If you go back and watch it, it's horrendous. Fernando Torres' first preseason at Liverpool, and again, he had a very decent career at Liverpool. So I'll just leave it at there. Anyway, these United fans are trying so hard to make him look bad. Yeah, I would agree. And again, they wanted him, didn't they? They were so confident. They were making compilations. They were doing welcome to Manchester United, Darwin Núñez, and so on. And it was so funny, wasn't it? Everything that they were just putting towards Darwin Núñez, and then he thought, bug it out. I don't want Europa League football. I want to join a club that's actually competing for stuff. The best club in the world, Liverpool Football Club, as well. But again, guys, we're going to mention this on Sunday's show as well, because Sunday we are going to be talking about the Premier League in general on Sunday. Tomorrow, I did want to think this was the end of the show anyway, but tomorrow, if anyone does want to come on as well, we are going to be talking about. Actually, let me take the banner off so you can actually see the full screen anyway. We are going to be talking about Klopp's midfield targets. We're going to be taking a look at every single midfielder that has been strongly linked towards Liverpool, and we're going to be talking in depth about each and every single one. Of course, these two on screen next to Jurgen, of course, Jude Bellingham and Nicola Barella as well. We are going to be talking mainly about them two, but we will be talking about one or two others as well tomorrow at 9 o'clock as well. So if you guys want to tune in for that, then that is tomorrow's video. It is already a stream already made up for it as well. But Sunday, we are going to be talking about the Premier League in general. So it is going to be like around the league show. Then we're going to be taking a look at the big six. We're going to be talking about relegation. We're going to be talking as well mid-table as well. I know that the guys over the 1892 Red podcast already mentioned, already done videos on this, and please go and check that out, guys, as well. And if there are any mods in the chat as well, then leave both Jack's and the 1892 Red podcast link in the description down below, and link in the description, link in the comments down below. Anyway, but we are going to be talking about all the league on Sunday as well. Monday, again, we'll probably be talking about transfers or something about that, but we're just trying to plan ahead. But, we've got tonight's show as well, doing the post-match reaction for you guys as well. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about midfielders for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. And, of course, Sunday as well, we're talking about around the Premier League as well. We might do around Europe as well. We might end up talking about Barcelona and how they're affording, everyone at the minute. They're going after, Koundé, they've got Rafinha, they're trying to go after Lewandowski, they're trying to go after Bernardo Silva as well. It's ridiculous at the minute. They are playing proper career mode at the minute, Barcelona, and it's weird to see at the minute. And they're trying to force Frankie de Jong at the club to join Manchester United, even though he's said plain and simple he doesn't want to join Manchester United. He wants to stay at Barcelona. And for me, if he does go to Manchester United, that's the complete opposite of what Manchester United need. They need a player, or need players, that don't second guess themselves and don't go, oh yeah, I might want Manchester United, oh, we might want to go there. For me, it's like Liverpool. It's like when Tuchemeni was going on about, I don't know who to pick, Liverpool or Real Madrid. It's like, go to Madrid, because if you're choosing, you're like debating about it, then no. Darwin Núñez, when he was chosen between Liverpool and Manchester United, straight away was Liverpool. I want to go and play for Jurgen Klopp, want to go and play for the best manager in the world. That's the type of players that you want. And we'll talk about that more on Sunday as well, for sure. But, just to recap anyway, what we have spoken about in tonight's show anyway. Of course, we've mentioned the injury updates on both Alisson Becker and Diogo Jota, and of course, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. James Pearce has come out and said Scan has confirmed that Jota has suffered a recurrence of his hamstring injury, or hamstring problem, which again is bad news. We're looking now of anywhere between 3 to 5 weeks at best. If worse, it could be up to 8 to 12 weeks for Diogo Jota, which we're hoping, of course, and fingers crossed, that it is the first. The first occurrence anyway. Hopefully it is just around 3 to 4 weeks for Diogo Jota anyway. But he goes on to say Ali, as well, not in a cool. It's not cool as well. It will not be too long. But he said each day Ali is not involved is already too long as well, and also mentioned about Joe Gomez just being absent due to precaution reasons, but then later on saying it's very disappointing for Ox and for us. Klopp confirms Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was forced off with a hamstring problem, plus Alisson Becker is expected to be back fit for the Community Shield against Manchester City, but Diogo Jota is set to miss out, which again is huge for Diogo Jota and Liverpool as well. But we have mentioned the likes of Harvey Elliott as well, and how impressive he has been so far this pre-season. We mentioned the skipper as well, getting a goal today and looking very impressive in the sixth role as well. And we've also spoken about Darwin Núñez and this little lad as well called Fabio Carvalho, and how well he's done as well in pre-season, and did in today's game as well, getting a full 45 minutes, which I thought was very, very good of him as well. But guys, we are going to be heading off in a little bit, maybe in about five minutes or so as well. But Gary says, agree, Connor, I have got Thiago, Fabinho and Elliott as the midfield this season. I would agree 100%. I come for the conclusion after the 2-0 win, we are definitely going to win the league. Absolutely, yeah, of course. I would do the proper Watson of it, but my voice is going at the minute. And then, of course, Jasmine, yeah, of course, all ours, lad, as well. And yeah, again, we'll talk a bit about it on Sunday about it, because, again, Manchester City, they're selling players left, right and centre at the minute. Zinchenko's on his way to Arsenal as things stand. We know that Zinchenko is apparently already agreeing personal terms with Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus has already gone to Arsenal. Sterling's going. Ake's staying now, but again, Brighton is supposedly meant to be offering Cucurella a new deal, which could stop Man City from signing him this summer. It's going all crazy at the minute for Manchester City. Whether or not Liverpool will do any more business this window, who knows? And hopefully midfielder, maybe potentially Jude Bellingham. Wait, what? No, but we will talk about that tomorrow as well. Like I did mention as well, we will be talking about this, Klopp and his targets as well, midfield targets anyway for next season. So, guys, if you could please, check out tomorrow as well. Hopefully, I'll try and get a few guests on both tomorrow and on Sunday as well. Because Sunday we are going to be talking about the Premier League in general. And looking about all of the league and how they've done their business and where do we think they'll end up as well towards the end of the season as well. But guys, I am going to leave it there for tonight anyway. Liverpool do end the Asia tour with a win and a trophy. I haven't got the photos of the trophy, but Liverpool did win the Singapore. It was just called the Singapore Trophy, wasn't it? I think earlier on. So yeah, it's just a standard chartered trophy. To be fair, but again, great. Great to get the Asia tour and the Asia fans as well. How amazing they was. We've seen the photos, the videos, and so on. Amazing. All the support around the world for Liverpool Football Club as well. But again, now we come back from the Asia tour. I think the Reds fly out tomorrow morning. I think they fly out to come back home, and then of course there's a couple of days then, and then the Austrian tour then begins for the Reds. Of course, I think we play Salzburg and Leipzig. I think it's Leipzig and then Salzburg, and then we come back then to face Manchester City in the Community Shield, and then Strasbourg then at Anfield on the 31st anyway. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's video. If you could, then please feel free to leave a like. It's very much appreciated and does massively help out the algorithm as well. And if you're new around here and viewing us for the first time, then please feel free to leave that subscribe button as well. Well, to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well to remind yourselves when we go live or post a video. Anyway, and big thank you anyway to for subscribing lately, and that has been mental. I think the last month we've got over 60 subscribers or 61 subscribers, which again, thank you for that. It's very much appreciated as well. I think we're over 660 now, which again is fantastic. Look, we're trying to get to 1K eventually, but again, it is taking time, and we're trying to do it the right way. So fingers crossed we can get there eventually. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the content as well. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with, of course, that video that I did mention, that we are going to talk about midfielders and Klopp's options in the market as well. But until then, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And until then, I'll see you all then. Ta-ra.